Hotline Miami is one of the very few modern games, I think, that really fit the 8-bit retro graphic style in a way that didn't just pander to the nostalgic audience, but also changed it to really make it its own game. Hotline Miami is one of the best game series I think I've ever played. My only regret is playing it back when I was an edgy fucking moron who didn't give a fuck about game stories. There were only 2 Hotline Miami games, and now I feel there will only ever be 2. Jonathan and Dennis knew when to end a game. It isn't some FNAF bullshit where they peddled out 6 games in like 3 years. They made 2 games. Each one has their own set things, and Hotline Miami 2 ended it on one hell of a crescendo. There was supposed to be a third, a fan-made mod made by Spencer Yan titled Midnight Animal. It had a lot of hype around it. It had a lot of people following it, supporting him, and it looked really, really good. So why do I say looked? Why am I using past tense? So, here we are. This is the development and stillbirth of Midnight Animal. Let's go. The game started production, I think, sometime in 2015. There was a lot of hype around it. A lot of people were really excited for the game, with Spencer showing screenshots and overall hyping the game up. It was great. It looked to be one hell of a spiritual successor with its own special types of mechanisms, such as a contract system, and just generally it was looking really good. A few months later, he put out a public survey for his fan base and people who wanted to see Midnight Animal prosper have their own input on the game. This survey is now shut down and I can't access it, but from what I remembered, there's stuff like more masks or less masks. Should silencers work like actual silencers, or should they work like the cartoony, absolutely no noise silencers? Should the game have a hard mode? Should it not have a hard, but shit like that. It was overall pretty good. It was well put together, and a lot of people went to the survey and they answered this survey. And our first problem now comes on June 18th, 2016, where Spencer puts a delay on the game. Rather than being on the 18th of August 2016, it was now the third quarter of 2016, due to a lot of issues with the game, mainly a out-of-memory error that a lot of computers had. I think mine actually had an out-of-memory error as well. And it was a game-breaking bug where a lot of people could not access the demo of the game. Overall, it was a pretty shitty situation. And now we get to the turning point. My heart goes out to Spencer. It really does. He's a good guy, and I'm going to, against my better judgment, link the full discussion, or I guess announcement, rather than a screen cap of it in the description. Now, please don't, I only have 23 subscribers, so there's no point in saying it, but I feel like I have to in case this by some miracle blows up. Don't go and flame him. Don't go and be a childish moron. Don't go and just mob mentality the fuck out of him. On June 23rd, 2016, Spencer makes an announcement, more like a blog post, about how he has been under a lot of stress making Midnight Animal. He says he's been working 18-hour days, which you can take a break, buddy. We would have understood. But he says how he's been working on 18-hour days and how he recently had a falling out with his girlfriend of about a year. And I understand that. I understand the emotional strain that can go out during that. Now, he he lets it all out, and I have to respect that. He's upfront about his audience. He's a real person, you know. He what's the word I'm looking for here? He laid it all out on the table, and the community supported the fuck out of him. Like I said, I'm linking this in the description. You can just look at the community outpour of support. Now, the more recent ones are kind of bad, you might see, but look at the earlier ones, trust me. And the reasons the latest ones are bad, we'll get into that. August 1st, 2016, Spencer says that Midnight Animal is back in development, and that he's working on it again, and he's going to work it all out, blah, 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 blah. We wouldn't get another update until November 19th of 2016, where he says to join his Discord and all this. It's been quite a while since he posted anything publicly. It was 3 months, 3.5 months. That's a little bit more than a while, Spencer. Nice job cock teasing us. But he links his Discord server, which the link doesn't work. I don't know if he did a temporary link and he's like retarded, or if he took down the Discord server. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. But yeah, so he says this. He says Discord server, and it looks kind of promising, I guess. I didn't use Discord back when this was announced, so I didn't join it. But yeah. So there we go, November 25th, and the game that was greenlit, because remember 2016, the greenlight feature was still a thing. The game that was greenlit, known as Midnight Animal, turned into weeb trash called Midnight Animal, something about love and forgetting. I don't care. Yeah. And a game that used to look like this, a game that used to look like a amazing spiritual successor to Hotline Miami, now looked like really bad Persona fan art. So yeah. Now, Spencer, I understand where he was coming from. I understand how he went through a breakup and he used the game as an extension of himself. I respect that. I don't respect having a community follow through with you for months. I don't respect having them do surveys to help you have the direction of the game, to let their voices be heard. I don't respect you having this game on greenlight and having it greenlit only for you to say fuck you, have some weeb shit go out of left field. This wasn't a transition thing for most people. This was, oh hey look, Midnight Animal, that's cool. They go back the next day, a story of love and forgetting with shitty Persona traced fan art bullshit on it the next day. I'm not okay with that. I don't really care, right? I originally was pissed. Of course I was. But as I thought about it, I thought about how this might not be the end of the world, and I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I was gonna play it regardless, but I'm like, alright, you know what, Spencer might be able to do it. May 9th of this year, he says what's going on with the game. He links another Discord server, which, again, doesn't exist. It's not a real Discord server. But he links a Discord server, and he links a lot of links about where the game is going. The problem with that is that none of that fucking matters. I'll link this discussion that I'm talking about as well, or fucking announcement, whatever. I'll link this announcement in the description as well, so you guys can check out the links themselves. But why did none of this matter? Well, a couple days ago, my good friend, Big Boy _ Creed _ I feel like I'm dying, linked me this lovely discussion. Midnight Animal, a story of love and forgetting, is now, I don't even remember what the actual title for it is. It's an exegesis of an exegesis of pretentiousness. Now, you may notice this is like a few months old. These Discord posts are months old. And why is that? Well, he hasn't made a Steam announcement on this at all. He hasn't said how he's only releasing this now to his personal friends. He hasn't announced that this game is now done with development, and there are still people in the announcements. You can go look for yourselves. Look at the recent announcements from Midnight Animal, A Story of Love and Forgetting. People still think this game is getting worked on. People still think this game is going to be publicly released. He's done. He's not doing it anymore. I don't understand how this can be excused. This game got greenlit. Spencer got so much support over the base game. He went completely out of left field, turned it into some Persona shit, which I was fine with after a couple days of thinking. But he got shit on for it. Rightly so. You changed the entire perception, art style, gameplay of it. Yes, people are gonna get pissed that they've been waiting months just for it to turn into fucking anime. People get mad over that, Spencer. People have, like, opinions, you know? That's like if fucking... Oh god, what's a recent indie game? No, it's not recent, but let's say Stardew Valley, right? Let's say Stardew Valley went from being, like, a farming game, and then the dev was like, you know what? About that. And just, like, switched the art style to a more realistic version instead of the whole kind of minimalistic thing that it has going on. And it was like Farming Simulator, but top down. People would have gotten pissed. Just like people got pissed when you turned this shit into Persona. So, that's it. You know the story of Midnight Animal now. Or pretentious exegesis. I don't know what it's called anymore. That's it. It died before it lived. And it's sad, really. My heart goes out to Spencer. It really does. I understand the shit he went through. And most people, I feel like, would have cracked. But in his own way, maybe he did. Instead of just making a game people could enjoy, a game people could relive Hotline Miami through, he had to make it too personal. Almost like Special Snowflake level personal. He had to change the art style to something people didn't sign up for. He had to not release the fucking game in the end anyway because of a reason. Like the game was supposed to be free anyway, right? Like, that was the whole thing. The whole thing was the game was going to be free. That's why I stopped bitching. I don't know about a lot of other people. Like, if the game was going to be free anyway, why don't you just release it? Like, let us play your fucking game. You're releasing it to personal friends. You obviously, apparently think it's finished. Like, what the fuck are you proving? What the fuck are you proving? Are you proving that, like, you're a pussy? Like, are you proving that you don't want reviews on the game? Like, what's the entire point? Why did you go through months? No, like, a year. Like, a year and a half by now, maybe? To just fuck it up. Like, you're done with it, right? Why? I don't know, man. You know, I mean, I'm pretending to get angry for comedic effect, but I honestly couldn't give a fuck anymore. Spencer, man, I wish you the best. From what I've read, this is your first and final project, and I'm starting to think maybe that's for the best. for all parties involved.